What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video I will be adding yet another part into the What If Naruto Had the Zanpakuto series. This is overall due to there not really being set light goals on this series, and it's also in part due to many people somewhat criticizing, somewhat asking just for, older what ifs to be brought back, and that's a fair enough question or criticism to have, so I will be bringing you back. As for the no light goals, that is about to change. Since this is a kind of old series that I didn't really do amazing, and I don't know how it'll do now, if you guys want this series to continue, make sure to show your support through getting that like button to 3,000 likes if you guys want this series to continue. Make sure that it's 3,000 likes, and let's set the time limit as about a week, right? So 3,000 likes within a week, and I'll make sure to continue this series along with the other ones that I'll be bringing back. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, as usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the What If, and then jump into the new material. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the last part of this series, we really started off in the middle of the Shonen exams, mainly in the Forest of Death, where Naruto was brought back from near death from, encountering the ever-strong and ever-powerful Gaara. Basically, throughout the last part, we continued through basically the rest of the Forest of Death into the preliminary tournament, which included a little bit of minute changes and one pretty large one, which is that Rock Lee is now not gravely injured by Gaara. Naruto is actually able to save him from Gaara severely injuring him, unlike how he was in the original. So that is one of the major changes, and we really just left off with Naruto facing the strength that Gaara had. So we're going to jump right back into the story right there. Now, like I said, we left off with Naruto facing the overwhelming amount of power that emanated from Gaara. After this happens, he feels rather ashamed of his lack of strength and heads to Lee to see if he's okay. Are you alright, bushy brows? Naruto kneels next to Rock Lee, who was still lying on the ground in pain from using the gates in such quick succession. Lee winces in pain, but does say that he should be able to recover from the minor muscle tears and fractures in about a week to maybe 2 weeks, meaning that, for the remaining of the month training, he should be able to train with Naruto from then on. Naruto then smiles, putting on a brave face. Glad that you're okay. Naruto is holding back his voice and trying to stop his entire body from shaking and quivering in the tornado and torrent of emotions that he's feeling. As Naruto stands up to go walk away from Rock Lee actually grabs at Naruto's shuhakusho, getting his attention once more. He then turns back to Rock Lee as he gestures for him to kneel down. Naruto, I'm sorry to place such a burden upon you, but please beat him in the Chunin exams. For me. Naruto sees tears well up in Lee's eyes as he feels that he failed to prove the strength and advantage of working hard over innate talent, and Lee's sense of self has been completely shattered. The only thing that he can cling to is Naruto, and just hope that he's able to stand up and basically through sheer hard work he'll be able to catch up and finish what Rock Lee started. Naruto then grimaces and stands up. Don't disrespect me like that, Rock Lee. I was already going to be strong enough to beat Gaara. Rock Lee smiles as he lets go of Naruto's cloak, and Naruto then starts walking away. His anger, sadness, and feeling of inferiority all meshed up into one single driving force. The need to get stronger is something that is propelling Naruto throughout his motivations and will continue to propel him throughout his 1 month training. As he is walking out of the arena, Neji appears in his path. Looks like a classical failure versus genius fight. You know that there is no way to overcome the gap between us, right? Naruto then looks up at Neji, seemingly regaining his focus and looking up at him. What? Who are you again? Neji's eyebrows then furrow and he gets angry but reins himself in. I'm Neji Hyuga from the side branch of the Hyuga clan, and your opponent in the Chunin exams final. Naruto then raises an eyebrow to this. He then uses Shenpo to appear behind Neji without a sound and without a trace. He then decides to make a comment as he continues to walk. You know, Neji, I don't care who you are, because you aren't the one I wish to face. Neji's anger starts flaring wildly as his usually calm demeanor is starting to shatter and fracture as he himself starts walking towards Naruto, Who do you think you are? I'm from the Hyuga clan. Kneel. This one word cuts Neji off as Naruto slightly turns his head back to look at Neji as he focuses every ounce of his spiritual pressure on crushing Neji. And just like he expected, Neji's body collapses under the pressure. I'm not feeling in a good mood today, so this wasn't the time. Neji's eyes look up at Naruto, but his body cannot do the same. Naruto then turns back. Remember this humiliation as I remember mine. Naruto then walks out and decides to head home and get a good night's rest before he decides that he should train for 1 month straight. He seals off his Ryatsu and heads to bed, staring at a ceiling. Just as he's about to drift off to sleep, Minato appears in front of him, startling him and scaring Naruto. What the? Dad, why are you here? I'm trying to sleep. Naruto then rolls over, but Minato grabs his son's shoulder and forces him to sit up. Naruto, as much as I want you to rest, you know how strong that Gaara kid was, right? Naruto then slowly nods and looks dazed to Minato, but he continues. Well, there's a reason for that strength. Gaara is kinda like what you are, a Jinchuriki. The only thing is, he and his spiritual pressure are on a different level because he is what you would call an Arankar. Naruto rubs his eyes as Minato says this. Arankar? What is that? An Arankar is something like a hollow or a monster made out of spiritual pressure that has a human host to manifest into. It makes it stronger and much more powerful than your average Shinigami. On top of that, Gaara will most likely have a release form that amps his abilities by at least tenfold. Naruto's eyes widen when he hears about Gaara being able to possibly get 10 times stronger. If me and Gaara are so much alike, how come I'm not an Arankar, or how come he's not a Shinigami? Minato somewhat shrugs as he doesn't really have a full-fledged conclusion that he can draw, but more merely a hypothesis. My guess, Naruto, is that when I use the Reaper Death Seal to separate you, or separate the Jinchuriki or the tailed beast from your mother and implanted it into you, you took on the properties of Soul Reaper and the tailed beast took on the properties of the Hollow or the Arankar, which is why you have another side of you that you can access, your Shinigami side and your Hollow side that you're allowed to tap into. You may not understand this yet, but in time you will. Anyways, disregarding the fact that I'm possibly part monster, how am I supposed to get over 10 times stronger in 1 month? Minato's face scrunches up in thought as he ponders the two possibilities of things that could help Naruto. There are 2 ways to get about getting 10 times stronger in a relatively short amount of time, although the stronger method holds much more risk within it. When hearing the word risk, Naruto's eyes flash with excitement as he grabs his sword and starts getting ready to go train. Explain to me what the stronger option is on the way once we get there. Naruto then gets dressed really quickly and uses Shunpo to arrive in a secluded area within the village within a matter of moments. Alright, Dad, now, what are these 2 options? Lay them out for me. Minato sighs, knowing which option the hot-headed Naruto will most likely pick, but decides to tell him anyway. For you, Naruto, since you're a special case, there's 2 ways that you can help gain strength to hopefully match Gaara's. Bankai or Holification. Bankai's increase ranges from 5 to 10 times, but based on how much potential you and Kurama hold together, I'm sure you'll be able to bring out the full 10 times boost. As for Holification, well, even partial Holification can give you a Bankai level increase, but it's far too dangerous for you to try to force within a single month. Naruto listens to his father utter these words, and he sits down thinking about it, truly pondering it and wondering if his father has his best interests at heart. Okay, Dad, how do I obtain Bankai? Minato was stunned that Naruto seemed to listen to him, or at least seemed to listen to the suggestion that he had. I'm glad you chose to learn Bankai instead of Holification, but why? Are you not interested in learning the stronger ability? Naruto shakes his head. Of course the hollow thingy sounds cool and all, but if you tell me it's too dangerous right now, I trust you, Dad. Minato smiles when hearing his son say this. Alright, Naruto. In 1 week, I'm going to teach you how to unleash your Bankai and get over 10 times stronger. Naruto smiles as Minato starts explaining what he's going to do in order to gain the full strength of Kurama, or at least tap into more of it. Naruto, your Bankai training will be much like your training to obtain Shikai, except this will be much more grueling. You'll need to face Kurama within your mind and prove your worth to him. If you can't do that, Bankai is something that you simply cannot achieve. Naruto nods, not fully understanding the effort that he's going to have to put in order to prove that he's worthy of Bankai, but eager to do so, or at least attempt to, nonetheless. He then stabs his Zanpakuto into the ground and kneels next to it, entering his mindscape and truly facing off with Kurama, his Zanpakuto. As he does so, he grips his sword tightly. Hey, Kurama! Do you mind giving me Bankai? Kurama just stares at Naruto with a blank face and bursts into a laughter. Give you Bankai? Naruto, you are barely worth my first release. What makes you think that you have obtained enough strength to gain Bankai? Naruto just shrugs when he hears this. I wanted to see if you would just give it to me nicely, but now that I see you're going to be difficult, I'll just show you why I'm worthy of your strength. Naruto then holds his blade in front of him and braces his arm. Sync with me, Kurama! Naruto holds his unreleased blade in front of him and screams, trying to let out a massive amount of Ryatsu, but nothing happens. What the? Kurama then bursts out into more laughter. Come on, Naruto. The point of this test is to test your own strength, not mine. Oh. So that means I can't use Shikai? No, you can't use Shikai. Naruto then leaps into the air and heads straight towards Kurama's face. Fine then, I'll force you to give Bankai with my own strength. Naruto then uses Shunpo to appear directly behind Kurama. He slashes at the back of Kurama's head, only to be easily swatted away by one tail from Kurama, and that sends Naruto crashing into the ground with a massive thud. Ouch. Ugh. Okay, this may be a little harder than I expected. Naruto then raises his spiritual pressure to its maximum before sending all of it into his legs. Alright, Kurama, you may be strong, but there's no way you can keep up with me. Let's try it again. Naruto then uses Shunpo at full speed and slices directly into Kurama's back, only to have his hand bleed and take damage. Uh-oh. Then, to add insult to injury, all 9 of Kurama's tails meet at one point and slam Naruto into the ground, forcing him to drop his sword and leave his mental state all within one swift blow. As soon as he loses control over himself within the mental realm, Naruto awakes abruptly only to see that it is nighttime. He tries to get up, but falls back to his knees as he's still in pain, and the injury that he sustained during his fight with Kurama remains. Ow. Damn it, Kurama. We're supposed to be a team. Naruto then struggles to his feet and grabs his blade once more. Alright. Let's try this again. Naruto then sends himself right back into the realm where he once fought Kurama, and he basically points his sword at him once more. Alright, listen up, Kurama. Even though you're in my Zanpakuto, you need to understand that I'm the one wielding you, and I will achieve Bankai, even if I have to beat you down for it. Give me 3 days, and I'll come back here strong enough to take my Bankai. Naruto then waves at Kurama and reappears back in the real physical world once more, knowing that at the time being, he will get slaughtered by Kurama. Dad? Naruto calls out to Minato, and as soon as he does so, as soon as the noise passes from his lips, Minato appears right in front of him. Kurama just wouldn't hand over Bankai, I presume? Almost like I told you, Naruto? Naruto nods. Yeah, Kurama was being real stubborn. So, in 3 days, I need you to make me strong enough to take down Kurama by force and take my Bankai. Minato's jaw hangs open when Naruto says this. 3 days? Why so soon? I would at least need a week in order to build your spiritual pressure and Ryatsu through normal means, at least to get you to that level. Normal means? Dad, who names normal means? Just do it the quick way. Minato sighs. I knew you'd say something like that, Naruto. And while I would love to teach you in combat myself, I'm not sure that without your Zanpakuto's help, you have enough strength to manifest my full power and keep yours. Naruto raises an eyebrow to the statement and crosses his arms. Full strength? What do you mean by full strength, Dad? You're just a spirit. Also, why do you think I'm not strong enough to bring you back at full strength? Minato, for a second, chastises himself for speaking much too freely around Naruto, but knows that desperate times call for desperate measures, so he inhales, preparing to explain. Alright, Naruto. I've already explained how Soul Reapers appear through usual means, right? Yeah, if the Reaper soul touches you and you survive, then you become one, right? Minato nods. Correct, Naruto. Now, even though my physical body has died, my spirit remains connected to you, and it hasn't gone to limbo yet. Nor has your mother's, actually. And basically, through your own spiritual pressure, I'm alive, which means... Wait. That means you're a Shinigami too? Minato nods. Yeah, I guess you could say that I am. The only problem is, since my power is directly tied to yours right now, if I unleash my true strength and it eclipses your own, which it does, I'll use up all of my time with you and disappear like that. Minato snaps his fingers to emphasize his point, and Naruto scowls when he hears this. So, basically, I'm too weak to bring you back at your full strength, huh? Naruto ponders what to do. Well, if I can't bring you back at your full strength yet, is there anything we can do? Minato nods. Yeah, we have one other ability that can help you increase your abilities exponentially within a few days. Have you ever heard of the Shadow Clone Jutsu? Naruto nods. Yeah, I have. A couple of Chunin and Jonin talk about how skillful or how much skill it requires to use. What about it? Well, Naruto, we'll be using that for your training. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 7 to the What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto series. Just to let you guys know, the reason this came back so abruptly is just because you guys have been giving me a lot of flack for not putting out the older What Ifs, and that's fine, but just know that this week will be a little bit of a testing period. Let's see if the channel truly does, like as a whole, want these What Ifs, right? Because I will be putting like goals and time restrictions on those like goals to see if you guys truly want them. For example, there's this. If you guys want this series to continue, like I said in the intro, 3,000 likes within a week. If not, while I still will continue it just because I like this series in general, I will not put this in priority, nor will I be pressured to do this in any way, shape, or form, meaning that I don't want you guys on my case if I don't continue it within a timely manner. Same goes with all the other What Ifs that I plan on putting out this week, and so you guys have some of a part in it, I'll make sure to put like 5 or 6 pinned comments down below, basically, or like maybe more, maybe like 10, or not pinned comments, but like just comments, and basically they'll be having What Ifs. Whatever What Ifs you guys, like whatever What If suggestion or whichever old What If gets the most likes or replies on it, I'll make sure to do that one next on the channel. But as of right now, I'm not 100% sure. Probably the stand What If will be coming out tomorrow, just to let you guys know. But just as a blanket statement, if you guys don't hit the like goals within the certain time limits, just know that was on you guys. So if I don't continue the series, I'm all good. Anyways, as usual, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to body slam the like button, and make sure to be on your toes for the next 6 days in terms of the like button. If you guys don't hit it on a series that you like, you may just miss out. Anyways, as usual, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, this is Anime X, signing off.